Hey everyone, welcome to the Grounded Man Live. My name is Vlad. I'm known as the Abundance Cultivator here, and I'm joined with my host, Braden. Braden, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Yeah, Braden, visionary leader at the Grounded Man. Doing great. It's a beautiful holiday day and the weather's nice, so can't complain.
Can't complain. Yeah, just a little chilly, but hey, just shut off the ACs for a little bit, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're coming off an awesome weekend. We had poker night with the guys on Saturday. I'm sure we'll
hmm
get more into that, but
hmm
that was an awesome weekend and a lot of other nourishing pieces. So
Yeah, I'm still buzzing a little bit from that night. It was a lot of fun. Definitely played a little catch up on the sleep.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. All right, let's hop into it. So, what do we got going on? Braden, you wanna let us know what's coming up here in the next little bit?
Yeah, what's coming up, I'll get to. I think I just even want to acknowledge some of the things that have happened, yeah,
Oh, dude, absolutely.
in the last week. I mean, last week we had our open house. So we had a guest expert come in who's immersed in the financial world, gave us a really awesome like basics package, for navigating
hmm
finances as men. And with such a diverse group of guys in there, there's so many different needs. So the way that he kind of covered the whole gamut, really, everyone I talked to, there was some benefit there. Yeah, that was awesome. Then, like we just mentioned on the weekend, which I know you'll talk more about, but the
hmm
poker night, getting the guys out for something that is beyond our meetings was just awesome, and I love when we do that.
hmm
And then earlier in the week as well, I met with a panel of therapists, psychotherapists, who were interested in what the Grounded Man is doing and offering to the community. And so having that like next level of buy-in and appreciation and curiosity towards what we're creating here in this community was super special. So that's kind of looking back from the rear view right now. Looking ahead, we've got some exciting pieces coming up this month. So in the group, we run on a 4 week cycle, right? And when there's a fifth week in the month,
hmm
we do what we call a field trip.
hmm
So get out of the space, out of the routine, and go do something fun together. What have we done? We've done jujitsu,
We've done spa nights.
spa nights, yeah,
Those are
spa,
always nice. Yeah.
yeah, and we had a community dinner once. We all
hmm
gathered and brought our partners, and
hmm
that was awesome. But yeah,
Yeah, we
so
did we did a fire sharing night. That was about a year ago now, but yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what
Yeah.
we're gonna do again this month is gather
hmm
around the fire, get outside. Summer's here.
hmm
So that's something for the members. Again, just kind of demonstrating the types of pieces that we play with here behind the
hmm
scenes.
hmm
And publicly, the big piece is our retreat. So once a year we run what we call the Soulcraft retreat. And this one is happening September 22nd to 28th, I believe, 6 days.
Yeah.
So we've got this epic, wild sanctuary up um, in Quebec, Le Touraine, and
hmm
just a incredible piece of land for 6 days, diving into all kinds of powerful work. Looking forward to this is like the culmination of everything I love and everything I've worked on and my passion and just what I want to offer the world goes
hmm
into creating this experience with a couple other guys that I really trust and value. And so yeah, it's a powerful experience. I mean, you were there last year, Vlad,
Oh yeah, it's such a even if you just want to kind of step out of your busy day-to-day life and taking nature, there's just really no better opportunity. You're completely disconnected from the world. I found coming back from Soulcraft last year and getting like immersed back into like society, it was like, wow, you just had like a completely different perspective of what it's like, but you're kind of carrying that like nourishing re-energization from nature and the practices that we did there. So it definitely made you appreciate, the way we structure society a little bit better. So definitely one to check out. Like it's probably probably one of the most powerful things I've done, being with the Grounded Man for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even for me, man, like in anything I've done myself, like organized and anything I've attended last year, there was just something about that that was one of the most powerful experiences I've had in my life. And this year it just feels already the group that's we've got, 9 guys that have kind of committed.
Hmm.
So there's already a solid group where we're looking to
Hmm.
bring 20 men out there this year.
hmm
And I think it's just going to be such an epic experience.
Yeah, not to spill the beans too much, but there was definitely the way we did the things that we did on the land and the way nature responded to what we were doing was so in sync. It was
Yeah.
almost like we were, "Hey, Mother Nature, how are you doing today?" It's almost like we had her on the call and what we needed her to do. Ah, it was magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the big piece coming up
Hmm.
that we're looking to get guys into, and then yeah, of course, like our weekly meetings,
Hmm.
what we really offer at the core of what we do here is this weekly meetup in community.
Hmm.
So here in Ottawa, every Thursday night, we gather, and then building up to bring the online space back in on Tuesday nights.
Hmm.
And so having those weekly spaces available for men in person here in Ottawa or online from anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, really, wherever you're at, right? I mean, there should be something for you within our community. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And that
maybe let's talk to how did poker night go? Because that was or should I call it gentleman's night? I mean,
gentleman's
poker was
night.
just one component of that evening, right? But I mean, how was gentleman's night? Because I feel like it was definitely more powerful than I anticipated. And
Hmm.
uh and in its core essence, I mean, sure, we got together for a dinner, we got together for some poker later in the evening, but man, it was magic. Do you agree or
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's yeah, again, it's tough to describe, but there's something unique about gathering in this way, and especially when we bring it to like the quote unquote real world.
mm-hmm,
We're hanging out in a condo. It's not the familiar place where
mm-hmm,
we're there, yeah, grilling up on the barbecue on the rooftop and facing the
mm-hmm,
elements, and yeah, and then playing poker. It's like bringing what might be a typical guys' night that guys might think, oh no, like I have to give this stuff up, or
mm-hmm,
this is only for emotional, mental, spiritual development. Like I can't be doing this stuff. And it's like, no,
mm-hmm,
we want to bring community where we can share all of life
mm-hmm,
in these ways, and really like build a system of support. And so there's something about that energy that when we're all together, that is like the core essence of what we can all feel. And then when we're, yeah, just doing, dinner and poker, it's like, yeah, there's something about it that just feels more intentional, more connected. We're having lots of laughs and getting to see different sides of guys that we
mm-hmm.
might not get to see.
Yeah, I think that was the big piece for me is guys coming out of their shells. And I mean, on the Thursday nights, yeah, a lot of us are open. We have, good chats before, after, but seeing guys taking out of that setting and then just kind of really like cracking into their shells. We had one of the guys shows up in a kilt, and then we saw that whole side of them. We saw guys opening up with jokes, guys sharing stories. It's just nice to see men being able to just kind of relax and drop into, themselves. And yeah, those are really the highlights and the jokes and right, like oh, it was good. It was good stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what I love is what I just thought of too is like the core of what we're doing is building relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, guys, I know in my past, that wasn't even at the forefront. It was like I was going to spend time with these people, usually to just drink or go out to a bar or, do something, but the
Mm-hmm.
intention wasn't to like really build relationship. It was kind
Mm-hmm.
of, just to go do the thing. And so it's
Yeah.
interesting to see when we're gathering where we don't have alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay if guys have, a
Mm-hmm.
few guys have some
Mm-hmm.
drinks there, and it's not looked down upon, but we're not getting wasted, and that's not the main driver. Like really
Mm-hmm.
connection is the driver, and there's so much in that because we're all unique and great humans to just start to get to know.
Yeah, I think it really builds on building a brotherhood and what that looks like. And I think at its core essence, whenever people used to get together in the past, it was face-to-face conversations. It was sharing stories. It was the laughs, the like that's relationship building in its core essence. And by taking away all of like the distractions, that was what we had. Like sure the evening, the way it was organized gave us, some structure, I guess, but it was never about the game. Like how many of us were sitting in the game and we're thinking like, oh, we're all still in, like, you know what I mean? Our hands, some of them went long because we're chatting, we're having a good time. And I think that's what it really comes down to is it's not so much, going out and trying to impress and who's going to be the best player. And it wasn't about any of that. At the end of the day, we celebrated wins, losses. Heck, the first guy that went out, we went and celebrated, right? And we shared stories and laughs on the rooftop. We're like, oh, we should probably get back, hey? So it's just, I think it built a bond, and at the end of the day, that's the core point of this entire community is, yes, we're developing ourselves, but also connection to the men in our community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the ending, seeing the inspiration of like, let's do this again,
Mm-hmm.
and not just the general like, yeah, let's do this again. All right, see you. It's like, no, okay, let's put a date on it. Like, let's get
Mm-hmm.
together. Here's where we're gonna do it. Here's what we're gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
and again, it's there's so many guys in the community, so not everyone was able to make it on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it's going to be a different group, and it's going to be a whole unique piece in itself. And yeah, I love it how you said that. We're really just building community in our local area where
Mm-hmm.
we know and it feels like we have a system of support, people that we can count on during the hard times, but also during the fun times, during the
Mm-hmm.
times where we want to celebrate what we're winning and accomplishing. And that's
Yeah.
been a big theme, I think, all this month that I've seen in the group. A
Mm-hmm.
lot more the celebration, on our Discord channel.
Yep.
We've got one of the channels we were inspired to create from
Mm-hmm.
one of the guys who struggles to kind of celebrate himself or
Mm-hmm.
has struggled in the past
Mm-hmm.
and is getting better at it. We created a channel just for like daily wins and celebrations, and it's one of my favorite things that
Mm-hmm.
is getting used regularly. And I see guys celebrating all kinds of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
bringing that energy back of celebration instead of always defaulting to like critical,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do better? What am I doing
Mm-hmm.
wrong? Gotta go. It's like, yo, let's celebrate where we are. And I'm seeing a lot of that this month.
Well, I feel like that chat group is probably our most like engaging, active group that we have, which is funny because it's also the last one that we added, and it's like, whoa, what a great idea. But I think it also plays on a very important element is I feel like in society, men a lot of times we're like pinned against each other almost, or we want to compete against each other.
Yeah.
And we fail to celebrate the wins because we're always trying to one up the other guy, or I'm not gonna, our egos step up. But that was one of the feedbacks we got from one of the newer guys that joined us this month, where he said what really made him stick around is the fact that we take time to celebrate, and it's not always fix this and solution here, and it was just taking time to celebrate. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's such a powerful way to embrace, the other men in your group. But I also found that during during the night and even some of the side conversations, because we all come from like different backgrounds and different lifestyles, the conversations that got sparked of, hey, I can do this or I enjoy this as well, and then it sparked those little conversations. But it also led to guys kind of taking the lead on wanting to do this again, right? And we had a couple of guys throwing out ideas. Well, I like to do this, so how about I host this? And oh, I can do this. And all of a sudden we're starting to plan. Well, I'll do June, I'll do July, I'll do. And so I liked how that environment also allowed men to get like lead into leading themselves, and now
Yeah.
they're taking charge of organizing something for others. But did you pick up on that or?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's like you just said there, self-leading, it's like
Hmm.
that's the essence of, again, what we get feedback from in the community is this isn't a space where it feels like a top-down, piece, or
No.
where, anyone on myself or you or Yella or Neil, like anyone on the leadership
Hmm.
team is coming at it from a place of like, I can show you the way, or you need to fix this, and here's the way. It's like, man, we're all right beside you,
Hmm.
learning to lead our own lives, and we're creating the space for us to all like optimize that and grow that together.
Hmm.
And so that self-leadership piece is like trickles out into all these little areas where we get to see it of like, nice, yeah. And guys, often the community itself it's our community, right? So
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
added this daily wins channel on Discord. There's little adjustments we make throughout that
Hmm.
are driven by what guys come and say, like, hey, let's try this, or let's
Hmm.
do this, or can I offer this,
Hmm.
so we inspire that always and ask
Hmm.
that always, and seeing it here again is just a nod to how we cultivate that.
Yep. And speaking to that, I mean, we just had a guy post what an hour ago of, hey, this is something I'm offering. Come check it out, right? And so I love that piece of guys not just consuming the content, you know what I mean? They want to put out content as well. And I don't know, for myself speaking personally, like it's really motivated me to want to put out, but you're also seeing it from the others. And it's like, hey, I've got this gift. I'd like to share it. Guys really lean into it. And that's just another powerful element of kind of what we have to offer here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great space in there. That's where I really want to keep us growing. So, I mean,
Hmm.
it's free Discord,
Hmm.
free app, free space to get in. Where, yeah, we have over 100 guys in there who are connecting in all these different categories, sharing
Hmm.
content, sharing information, asking questions, getting support, just talking about life and sharing memes as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's all there, but it's a really good space. So encourage guys to sign up in our Discord.
Yeah, and I mean, and to be fair, if the Discord's not for guys, I mean, we've got X, we've got the YouTubes, we've got, you know what I mean? There's so many other options. So, I mean, you could dabble in a little bit of it all. You could dabble in what really speaks to you, but we're really trying to reach out and, bring this to the world in a way that anybody in any capacity can absorb it, which honestly has got me thinking of that's kind of a question that we get asked often is kind of how do you know if the space is right for you? You know what I mean? And where you probably get asked that question all the time. Maybe I should let you lead with that, but like, how do guys know? Like this is something they should lean into.
Yeah, it is something I get asked often, and even last week with the therapist I met with, that was
Hmm.
something that they were kind of asking, like, how do I know for my male clients if this is for them?
Hmm.
And to answer like, oh, it's for everyone, it is, and yeah, I would say at a minimum, men need to be willing to look at themselves, to have a growth mindset,
Hmm.
and to know like, hey, I can improve and optimize myself and my performance as a human. And, I'm willing to do that, and I'm willing to look within, not just at the material ways that we want to grow, but also the emotional, mental, physical, all of these pieces. So wanting to grow as a man is like the prerequisite, and
Hmm.
a lot of guys have that. I think other than that, like we do a great job. We've got guys that are 23 and guys that are, in their late 50s, and
Hmm.
age doesn't even feel like a thing. The amount of different people that are in the group hanging out, it's like in the outer world, we would never cross paths otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's our commonality is we're all growing and we're just
Hmm.
doing it together.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point with the age. It honestly feels like it's just a number in our space because sometimes like I'll be surprised at the age of some of these guys, both from like a perspective of they're a lot younger, but their maturity in or like their knowledge in certain things, it's like, whoa. But same thing with some of the older guys, like, you're a what? Like, there's no way, you know what I mean? It's just guys from all different walks of life come in and age honestly feels like a number because I think we're unified on that self-growth piece and and growing that out into our community. And it just you're absolutely right. Like without a setting like this, how does a 23-year-old get together with a, you know, 58-year-old, right? Like it just it's tough, right? But in this setting, feels completely organic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and as you were speaking there, I was realizing, because it's a space where we don't really wear masks,
Hmm.
you can really be who you are and what's going on.
Hmm.
And so knowing that we all have different parts you know, of us that
Hmm.
make up who we are.
Hmm.
It's like there's times where the 50 mid 50s is like feels like a teenager,
Yeah.
and there's times where
Hmm.
the 20s guy or 30s guy or 50s guy feels like some 80-year-old man with
Hmm.
like deep wisdom and stillness and patience. And so it's like we all fluctuate in our personality and our character. And so
Hmm.
being able to see each other in these different layers, and for that to be okay,
Hmm.
is something powerful, and just, yeah, inspired by what you were sharing there.
Yeah, and one question that I do get asked often, because people inquire about, what is the grounded man? And I've heard that question, and oftentimes I get asked like, what is it that you guys do? There's nobody better to answer that question, Braden, than you. So, I mean, can you give us just a quick little, what it is that the grounded man does? Um, for
Yeah,
anybody just
man.
asking off the street?
Yeah. I mean, I think the big piece is what we touched on earlier. Like, we are building community. We're building an anchor for men in the community
Hmm.
to really build a support network locally for themselves, and
Hmm.
support in so many different ways, right?
Hmm.
But that's the core of what we're doing, and we're doing that in ways that challenge us, that bring out playfulness, that help us to grow in all areas of life, the six
Hmm.
pillars of self-leadership.
Hmm.
So it's, yeah, I would say building community around growth. That's really
Yeah,
the core of what we're doing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then from like just mindfulness practices to physical workouts to, diving deep within and shares. Like it's so rich in its content of what it can offer you. And some stuff resonates more for some men than others. But the thing is because the pool of support that is available and the tools like we like to talk about, right? The tools we got in the shed or and around the belt, like just the amount of things that are able to be given, and especially just leading back to men leaning in, and like how many times have we had men from our own community lead, you know what I mean, on our weekly or our monthly meeting there, where they step up and they share their gifts with us, and all of a sudden we're all like, "Oh, you do that," or "Whoa, I learned so much," right? So that's just the beauty of this space, is it goes well beyond just a group of guys getting together and talking. It's literally brotherhood being built and oozing back into its community.
Yeah. And I think you touch on an important piece there, that people kind of, before you get in and actually experience it for yourself, which is the only way to really know
Hmm.
what something is like it's
Hmm.
we can use the words and try to explain and show you videos and do all
Hmm.
this, and over time you'll get the feel for it. But
Hmm.
to really experience it, it's like, come out and do it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but that piece of yeah, really, working together, but also like inspiring each other to grow, like that piece you talked on earlier of how we're usually pitted against each other in
Hmm.
competition. It's like
Hmm.
we're creating a space where we're celebrating and leveling up in all areas of our lives together. Like, how are you as a partner? How are you at your work and your business? Like, I love what you share with the pillars for your four F's,
Hmm.
similar to like our six pillars, but
Hmm.
thinking of that like a table, a table
Hmm.
with four legs. It's like
Hmm.
you remove one of those legs, or it's wobbly, or it doesn't,
Hmm.
have the stability to it, then the table's kind of weak. So,
Hmm.
fixing those legs and bringing balance to the table, to all areas of life, is what we're really doing together.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I really don't know what I can add to it. Yeah, it's a powerful space. But I guess in closing, I mean, we can just say, for any men that are looking to lean into this space, I mean, yeah, we come to you guys on these lives. We do these every 2 weeks. The weeks in between, we're doing the Tuesday meetings. You've got the Thursdays where guys can drop in for the in-person here in Ottawa. I mean, it's really just a call to lean in. The resources are there, and heck, if you just want to sit on the sideline, you're not ready to commit like that, just join the Discord, join the X, join the YouTube. Check the content that we're releasing, and when the time feels right, I mean, come join us, and we'd love to hear from you. I guess that's it for all I got to say here. You have any closing or parting words, Braden?
No, I think you summed it up beautifully, man. Yeah, just putting the call out, sounding the horn, and it's really not from a place of like, hey, we want you to join our community or that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we need to unify as men. We need
Mm-hmm.
to lean more into this space of community and celebration and growth and ritual. I really see the benefit already in the years I've done this and been part of it. And so, yeah, if it resonates, if it feels, it doesn't have to be us. There are so many men's groups out there. If you're interested and sitting on the fence, it's like
Mm-hmm.
just engage. There's lots of free content. There's ways to like connect and I just too much I've heard of guys and lives being, taken and depressive episodes and all these ways that guys are suffering and struggling with their mental health and not speaking about it. It's like, yeah, we're calling the wolves in, like let's gather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's everyone's call. So thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, brother. We'll talk soon.